focus on them curses, but the promises put fire in your soul.
Fire, fire, fire.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Fire in my soul.
So much fire.
Fire, fire, fire.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Fire in my soul.
Shut up in my bones.
Fire, fire, fire. Fire in my soul. The promises to Zion, they put fire in my soul. What's this? Got y'all all turned up. Tell me what's going on. So many Israelites searching who they are and preparing to go home. Wait a minute, I thought this was home, but you speak of another place. We in the land of our enemies in captivity, but the gathering is taking place. Fire, 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 fire.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Fire in my soul.
So much fire.
Fire, fire, fire.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Fire in my soul.
Shut up in my bones.
Fire, fire, fire. Fire in my soul. The promises to Zion, they put fire in my soul. Ever since I woke up and finding what belongs to me, I want my crown and my robe like the saints of old, my legacy and history. Wait a minute, I thought you was the children of slaves, but you're telling me you're kings and queens. We the chosen of Yah, the apple of his eye, the original royalty. Fire, 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 fire.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Fire in my soul.
So much fire.
Fire, fire, fire.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Fire in my soul.
Shut up in my bones.
Fire, fire, fire. Fire in my soul. The promises to Zion, they put fire in my soul.
Rebirth, fire in my soul, all flames in the members. Ruach, contained in our members. Ruach, Jeremiah, cause it shut up in our bones. Can't sleep so deep like it came in syringes. Why? Cause our king is tremendous. Most high, serial contenders. Hallelujah, Abaya, Yahusha, Yahuda, Yahuda. Get them hands up in the sky.
Yeah, 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 yeah. 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 Fire, fire, fire.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Fire in my soul.
So much fire.
Fire, fire, fire.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Fire in my soul.
Shut up in my bones.
Fire, fire, fire. Fire in my soul. The promises to Zion, they put fire in my soul. Fire, fire, fire.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Fire in my soul.
So much fire.
Fire, fire, fire.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Fire in my soul.
Shut up in my bones.
Fire, fire, fire. Fire in my soul. The promises to Zion, they put fire in my soul.
Yeah, get the fire in my bones, yo. Yeah, get the fire in the bones, yo. Yeah, get the fire in the bones, yo. You don't even know.
Rebirth of a nation. Hebrew kingdom building.
Take long for somebody. You wondering how somebody snatch you up. You gotta stay tight and you gotta be looking. If you see something, say, Dad, who that man is coming? We watching for each other, so that's important for us to do and to understand. And to sisters too, man. Just always be watching. I ain't saying be paranoid, but be looking. Be watching. You got to go get you a little can of mace, get you a can of mace. Get you a little knife, get you a little pocket knife, get you something. If you ain't ready for the gun, get what you can to protect yourself. Because we living into a crazy time. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. All right, we're going to go straight on to the message rather than doing the praise and worship. We did a few songs earlier. I'm going to go ahead and go straight on into the message. Everybody all right? I could have just let Mother kept going, but that was
really good.
dynamic. We definitely need that. But today we're going to deal with a little bit of the ancient path to renewing covenant. We want to make sure that we did all the requirements to come back to the Most High. Because a lot of stuff got washed in Christianity that we just think we can just do the sinner's prayer. Forgive me for all my sins, and then I'm good. But from an ancient perspective, what mind do we say we want to get back? Again, what mind do we want to get back? You always want to go into the scripture and understand the person that's writing the book. You want to understand what he was thinking, how he understood what the Most High was saying. How would the people of that day understand it? Because the Most High, he dealt with the nation of Israel based off their everyday life, based off their culture. So he spoke things to them that's within the culture to give them a revelation of their covenant relationship. So, we're going to deal with first, I know we've been dealing with priesthood, it's going to have everything to do with priesthood also, but how do I get back to the Most High? There's some stuff that I'm just going to go back and do and make sure I did it all. But it's steps that Yahusha had set for us to do, and we want to make sure, because I want all the power I need in these end times. Because some certain things can't be released on you because of your ignorance. You can't get the fullness of the power of something if you're ignorant to it. So we're trying to eradicate ignorance. Is that all right? All right, let's keep on. All right, so what did we say the first order of priesthood is what? Because of love. Romans 12. I beseech you therefore, brother, by the mercy of Elohim, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto Yah, which is our reasonable service. So what is our reasonable service? I know we're supposed to love the Most High with all our heart, mind, and soul, and then we do what's our neighbor. How do we serve the Most High? How do we serve the Most High? Obedience. Now, we got that going. Good. We can love the Most High with all our heart, mind, and soul. Except when Mother was talking about it, we have different things that's within our heart that we're dealing with, that we have the issues of life that there's no way you can love the Most High with your full heart. But what is our reasonable service to each other? That's what we have problems at. That's a question. This ain't for you to think, it's for you to talk back to me. What is our reasonable service to each other? How do we love each other? That's easy to say to love you, but how? Bearing each other burdens, reasonable service. Praying for each other, reasonable service. Making ourselves available, reasonable service. What else? Protecting each other. That's good. And the natural, how do we protect each other in the spiritual? Fasting what? This is my commitment to you. That I ain't got to know your situation, but I'm committed to praying you through. I'm committed to seeing you. I see where you at now, but I, as a priest, my job is to see you on the other side and help you get there. I'm going to grab, come out, little parish. I'm going to grab your hand. I'm going to grab his hand because I didn't know he was there. Found out he there, and I'm going to grab his hand and we're going to walk until we get you to what? The other side. Now, Parish pulling and yanking like he don't want to go. I ain't for the drag Parish. Because in the end, it ain't my problem. But I'm going to help Parish, little Parish, get what? All the way to the other side. That's my reasonable service to you. That's how I love you. Right? So that's the first order of priesthood, sacrifice, knowing what your prayer life ain't for you. Your faith ain't for you. Your intercession is not just for you. But it's for the development of the body of Mashiach. We are all connected. And when we get that mindset of connecting, then I understand that I can't do what I want to do. Because I don't know how my decision might affect you. Now, I can get personal with my decision to just want to make a decision based off my problem, but don't realize I'm connected to a body. And if a chain in the body releases, it's going to affect that body. Go ahead.
One of the things on the conference call last night that stuck out to me when we was talking about that, was the Power Rangers. And imagine that the Power Rangers is all like different tribes and different families, how they come together at the end of the show to become Hamashiach and they beat the, you know what I'm saying, beat the enemy. It just thought that was the illustration in my mind that came when you talk about it. So yeah, thought about Power Rangers.
He's getting ready for his baby. Power Rangers, nothing wrong with that. Now, we got to look at our ancestors and see what they thought about each other. Notice the prophets spent all their time trying to do what? Warn. Trying to bring Israel back to repentance. They ain't spent a whole lot of time on everybody else did. Because what? They had a love for their people what? First. But we've been taught in Christianity that it's evil and wrong to love your own people first. We've been taught you don't supposed to do that. You love them if they in Christ. But all the other nationalities love their nationality first. But us. We would kill each other over a chicken sandwich. Something wrong with us now. Like for real. And my mother say something in that sandwich. Ain't no way, that chicken sandwich can't be that good. It's a chicken sandwich. You don't go to no high-end restaurant to order a chicken sandwich, do you? It's got to be something in that sandwich that got us acting crazy. Or we just a little crazy anyway. I think it's a little bit both of them. But watch this. This is how we supposed to think. I want you to get the mindset of our ancestors to think like this. Now, I ain't there yet, but we strive. John 10:11-19. I am the good shepherd, and the good shepherd lays down his life for his sheep or his brethren. Verse 14, I am the good shepherd. I know my sheep know my voice, just as the Father knows me. I know the Father, and I lay down my life for the sheep. For this reason, verse 17, my Father loves me because what? I lay down my life. So it's a greater level of love that the Father would give you when you have that type of love for each other. That you at a point that I want to see you make it so bad that I'm willing to, I love you so much that if you in trouble, I'm willing to lay down my life. And that ain't always getting killed. Sometimes I lay aside my problems to listen to you to get yours solved. My problem could be crazy going on, but I lay down my life because what? I'm that committed to yours. You see what I'm saying? And that's really a job of a shepherd, a teacher, a moray, your pastor, all that. But we put it all on the morays rather than on each other. We all supposed to think like that. Because what it is expected of morays that if you get called 3 in the morning, you're supposed to get up and answer that phone. Right or wrong? Oh, don't do that, because that's the truth. I've been expected that all my life. Sometimes I ain't make the call. Then they'll sleep. But that's the mentality that we got to begin to have with each other, that I'm willing to lay aside the things that I got dealing with in order to see you go through. Does that make sense? Let's keep going. What did Paul say? Romans 9. I say the truth in Mashiach. I lie not. My conscience also bearing witness in the Holy Ghost. Now watch this. Your conscience is what's going to judge you. That's why you have to have a pure conscience, because your conscience lets you understand what you're finna do wrong before you do it. That's what the Ruach work with. That same thing that you silence is the same thing that'll judge you in the end. That's why the scripture and Paul always talk about, I did this with a pure conscience. My conscience bearing witness to my decisions. I say Christ, and I lie not. My conscience also bearing witness in the Holy Ghost that I have great heaviness and continual sorrow in my heart. For I wish that myself could be accursed from Mashiach for what? My brother, my kinsman, according to the flesh. You see how serious that is? No. I can't say nothing like that. I want to make it in. If you ain't gonna make it, you ain't gonna make it. See ya. I am not blotting my name about the kingdom by somebody else. Moses did the same thing. Told the Most High that blot out my name if you don't forgive these Israelites for what they did. Now, this is, we ain't got to go to the 10th power where they at. But what we developing to get there. Because some people you have to know when to drop them off. They can ride on your bus for a little while. But after a while, when you see they ain't trying to go the same direction, and they bothering the bus driver, and they talking about every other stop you need to stop there rather than the destination, bro, your stop right there. But no, it ain't. Yes, it is. It's time to drop you off. Because you need to get on another bus. And that's love too. Because love ain't always embracing. Sometimes love is refraining. Because well, I don't want you to think that this is okay. You see what I'm saying? Let's keep going. Now, we finna get into our ancient mind. And look at all these things that talks about steps to a covenant and how can we return the right way to the covenant. We're going to be, and I want you to start doing studies to see throughout the scriptures when a covenant is happening. Because the Most High is an Elohim of covenants. He don't do nothing outside of his covenant. All right? So let's look at what it means with exchanging of robes from an ancient perspective. Then we're going to see what happened when Mashiach came back to give us another robe. Let's look at it. Righteousness. All right? To take on a robe was almost taking on righteousness. Let's see what righteousness means. It's being just, lawful, righteous, just, right in conduct and character, justified and vindicated by the Most High, right, correct, and lawful. Now, let's look at the Hebraic words. Now, I can't say that word to something.
That T is out.
Yeah, it is. Zadik. I want to say Zadik. Zadik. Ooh, Zadik. You got your say there. That means to hook a pulling towards a journey away. Dalet, which is the door in the path, we're talking about righteousness. Yod, which is the deed done or a finished work or a hand. And Kof is the sun or the horizon, a circle or a position. So what does righteousness mean from a Hebrew perspective? Righteousness is the journey that's going to pull you towards the door of the finished work of your position. That's what righteousness is. Being pulled from a journey, you have to come through this door to take advantage of the finished work position that you have. I want to change your status, but you're going to go through a journey to get here. To come through what? This door. Because now when you come through the door and I look at you, you are declared what? Righteous. You're declared lawful. When I look at you, I look at finished work. So righteousness is a position rather than just a thing. I'm righteous. I'm righteous in the Most High. Now, it's a status. That's why it says, don't worry about all these things and seeking the things that what the Gentiles seek out. It says, seek first what? And what? It's alignment. Seek first the kingdom and the drawing of the door of the finished work. Alignment with my laws. Alright? Let's keep going. So what did exchange of coats mean from an ancient perspective? Each participant removed his coat as a sign of the tribe's identity and authority and gives it to the other participant and was known as the robe of righteousness. Come on, Brother T.I. for a second. Brother T.I. for a second. You the only one got a jacket. I can use that's a good jacket right there. Let's hold your jacket. My jacket tore up like that. I don't like it. Alright, so I want to cut a covenant with T.I. Thought you was going to tie around your waist. I want to cut a covenant with him. I'm a greater kingdom. I got more power. I got more status and everything. I want to cut a covenant with him. In order, one of the first things that I'm going to do, I got to change his status. By him coming into covenant with me, it's going to change his status and how he is seen in the community and the world. So what I'm going to do, this jacket going to represent, this jacket going to represent my identity and my status. So I'm going to put this coat on him. Now he's aligned with my kingdom and have the same status as me. Now he have what? A robe of righteousness. So everything that I am, I have now put it into bars. And everything that I represent, because the coat contains the symbol of all authority of family, tribe, or individual. So when I gave you a coat, that's the symbol of you are the authority figure or the next one in line. So now we see Joseph's brothers weren't mad at him because the coat was pretty. Or because he got a coat. He wasn't even the firstborn son. That's right. And the father loved him and put the identity of the tribe on him. And the authority of the tribe over him. And this is why his brother said, when he had the dream and told him about the dream, he said, are you indeed to reign over us? Are you indeed to rule over us? So they what? Hated him even more for his dreams and for his words. Because one of them was next in line, but the father declared him what? The identity and the power and the inheritance of the tribe. Gave it to Joseph. Keep going. The parties to the covenant would exchange robes, right? That's why I want you to look through the scripture and see these things. They would exchange because the New Testament is going to echo these things and going to put you back in alignment. When it tells you to put on Hamashiach, that is what it's talking about. You can't put no man on you, but put on his righteousness. The parties of the covenant would exchange robes, belts, weapons, and some other token as a symbol of desire to no longer live independently, but as one. The exchange of roles symbolized the putting on of each other and the becoming of one. It says that I will give you all that I have, and you give me all that you are. It implies that I give you all of my assets, I take all of your liabilities. It signifies a new position, a new character, and a new authority. The belt on the girdle was part of the armor. It was held as weapons in a place and is symbolic of a man's strength. So why do you think that the belt was symbolic of a man's strength? Or a person's strength? Because it holds it. What's in that belt from an ancient perspective? Sword, knives, weapons, that was his strength. So if I'm from an ancient perspective are giving you this, I'm giving you all of my strength if I have an inheritance coming. We seeing that. All right, let's keep going. Now, let's look at 1 Samuel 18. All these things are cutting ancient covenants, and I'm going to show you how it relates to us today. Go ahead.
Can I say something too to add to what you're saying? Like,
don't add. I need y'all to help me with this. Add to it.
Yeah, like spiritually in our cultures, it showed this as evidence. Like, you know, when men sagging their pants, they be like, where your belly at, where your strength at. You know, that's what I see.
That's right.
When growing up, when I was growing up, it was a song, and it was like basically about a guy and a girl. He was like, you can wear my jacket to let him know you're mine. That's what we do with me.
That's right.
You wear my jacket, baby.
That's
you
right.
wear my hoodie or something like that.
Boy, you said that because really, you think about this in high school. Think about this in high school.
Yeah.
All right, let me show you how a girl knew that tried to show that she liked you and then tried to take ownership of it. So, she'll be all of a sudden, it's so cold. Like, you cold. Yes, I'm cold. You look snuggly in that. You want my jacket? Then she wear your jacket all day.
And
Now watch this. Now everybody see her with your jacket on. They be like, what jacket she got on? Oh, look at but she done aligned herself with that man. He say, this is mine. Well, I done took on what his garment, his robe. And that's another part of the marriage ceremony that we need to add. Watch this. 1 Samuel 18. As soon as he happened, now we're talking about Jonathan and David. Because really, according to inheritance, who was supposed to take the throne? Because his father was who? Even though the Most High declared it to David, but Jonathan still had rights to the throne. Because what? It was through what? Inheritance. But notice that Jonathan ain't never chased after David or his men. Usually Saul would get a group of men and go chase after him. Because the one that was under Jonathan was under the same covenant that Jonathan and David made. Watch this. 1 Samuel 18. As soon as he had finished speaking to Saul, the soul of Jonathan was knit to the soul of David. What did that mean? That was what? That was one. That was covenant. They wasn't gay now.
That's right.
Because David was hard. He was a gangster. He wasn't hugging and rubbing and kissing all over Jonathan. Saying, oh, come get this covenant. No. Them was men. Now watch this. And Saul took him that day and would not let him return to his father's house. Watch what Jonathan did. And Jonathan made a covenant with David because he loved him as his own soul. That's my dude right there. Now watch what he did. Look at how humble he was. Jonathan stripped himself of the robe that was on him and gave it to who? Now what did that mean when you did that? My identity, my authority, and my rulership. Jonathan took it off him and said, David, it's yours. Even though it's my inheritance, but it's to you by promise. Through the Most High. Because you are next in line in the kingship of the Most High rather than the kingship of man. So it don't matter what I think, I got to go by what the Most High has revealed. So he took off his identity, his authority, and placed it on David. Not just that, but he gave David his military might, his armor, and even his sword and his bow and his what? He cut the covenant with it. The same thing we see here. What giving a belt mean? The belt was girded, which is the arm that held weapons and symbolic of a man's strength. The exchange of belt is symbolic of giving your covenant partner your strength and taking on what? Your weaknesses. So Jonathan then transferred his right to the throne and gave it to David. Even though David I didn't even get the throne yet. We saying that. This is why Saul will be mad at Jonathan. Now watch this. We still talking about robes. We're gonna work this robe a little bit. Now watch what the Most High. We the Most High bride, right? Watch what he did to us when he married us. Ezekiel 16, and sisters, put this in your repertoire, verse 8. The Most High said, when I passed by you, girl, again I saw you. And you were of the age of love. You know the Most High throwing the game, though. You had the age of love. And I spread the corner of my garments over you and did what? Covered your nakedness. Now you became mine.
Thank you, Father. Thank you, Father. Hallelujah.
For the grown folk. For the grown folk. I gotta go back and look at that teaching I did on what is sex. robe of righteousness what? Over your body. I ain't gonna follow on that. But all that is part of cutting covenant. Saying what? This woman is what? Bone of my bone and what? Flesh of my flesh. Even in there, the robe of righteousness is saying that we belong to each other. You see what I'm saying? I made my vow to you and entered into a covenant with you, and declared the Yahuwah, our Elohim, you became mine. So what made you married to the Most High? The vow. The vow is what makes you married. Knowing each other, which is like a biblical know, binds you together. But the marriage is in the vows. Not.
All right. Right.
Not to transmit the faith to each other.
That's it. Yeah.
That's a good way to say it. It said, watch this. Watch what the Most High did. He said, then I bathed you with water, washed you off from your blood from you, and anointed you with oil.
Wow.
I clothed you with embroidered cloth and showed you with fine leather. I wrapped you with fine linen and covered you with silk.
Thank you, Father.
What the Most High doing, boy? Boy, we got ways to go. I got to get some more clothes. I ain't on the silk. Oh, hell, the Most High, I ain't got no silk, man. Watch this. Watch this. And I adorn you with ornaments.
Yes.
And I put bracelets on your wrist. And a chain on your neck. And I put a ring in your nose. And earrings in your ears. And a beautiful crown on your head. Yeah, the nose ring was a symbol of a covenant that a man and a woman were married together. That's part of our culture. If the Most High did it, then if he decided to do it, he can. Alright, so now let's look at it all through the scripture. Job 29:14. I put on righteousness and clothed me. My justice was like a robe and a turban. Yeah, I don't have to use us. We don't have to do reading scripts. Galatians 3:26-27. Ye are the sons of Ye are the sons of Elohim through faith in Yahusha. For all you were baptized into Yahusha and have clothed yourself with him. And we're going to show you what clothing yourself means. Romans 13:14. Instead, clothe yourself with Yahusha, or salvation, and make no desires for the flesh. For when he come and put your robe back on you, don't make it defiled. How do we do this? John 8:31-32. Then Yahusha said to the Jews which believed on him, if you continue in my word, then you are my what? Then you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. How do you clothe yourself with him? Is continuing in his word, understanding him, seeking him out. Alright, let's look at what these clothes are. I want to show you what being clothed with the robe of righteousness is, what Yahusha brought back. This is what you need to clothe yourself with. I don't want to just make it spiritual. I want to give you something you can point at and start moving towards, because you want to be clothed with these things. Now, what was on Yahusha if we supposed to be clothed with him? Isaiah 11. And there shall come forth a rod out of the stem of Jesse, a branch shall grow from out of his roots. And the spirit of Yah shall rest upon him. Now, let's see what we clothe with. The spirit of wisdom. Not just any wisdom, but wisdom of the Most High and the covenant that you have with him. Wisdom. Now I can speak from a point of not my hurts, but from a point of the wisdom of the scripture. I got to be clothed with it. And how do you know you clothed? People know you got clothes on when you go outside. But do people know that you're clothed with wisdom? Are you a person that is known that they can come to that you got wisdom? You wear it. You see what I'm saying? The spirit of understanding. I want to be clothed with understanding. Well, what? I'm not just going to completely break down about my situation because I know my circumstances just for a moment now. It's working something in me. I'm not going to just give up so quick on my brother and sister because I know what they've been through. So now the spirit of understanding can work because I understand why you act the way you act. I ain't giving up on black folks because I understand what we've been through. I'm clothed with that. Clothed with the spirit of counsel, where I know how to counsel you. I know how to get counsel from the word. The spirit of might, where I have power, that you can come to me where you can get, hands laid on you, spirits cast out, all these type of things. The spirit of knowledge, the spirit of the fear of Yah. And this shall make you quick in understanding of the reverence. And you shall not judge after the sight of your eyes, nor recruit out of the hearing of your ears. Because you have to, in this walk, you definitely don't have to not judge people outside of your eyes. The hearing of your ears. You got to let the Most High speak to you. But notice it says the last thing you have to be clothed with is reverence. Reverence. When I ain't in assembly and nobody watching me, am I clothed with reverence? Because the bottom line, it don't matter what we think here, the Most High looking at everything. And let me say this. Please don't come over here in this walk playing games. The Most High will cut you off and destroy you. You can't, this ain't Christianity, y'all. You can't come over this walk and still want to play. Because the Most High going to start visiting your iniquity, and he might visit it upon your children. Don't come over here and think you can still do what you want to do. It don't work like that over here. If you return to a covenant and get the covenant rights and still want to do what you want to do, bad news. And guess what? I'm letting it know now. I ain't gonna be spending time with you like that. If I see that spirit on you, I'm not running and chasing after you. I'm not. Isaiah 61, let's look at it again. What's being clothed with Yahusha? I want to put these garments on y'all. The spirit of Yahuwah is upon me because he hath anointed me to preach good tidings to the meek. He hath sent me to bind up the brokenhearted. That means what? I'm learning how to heal people that are brokenhearted. And then the Most High, he began to, sometimes, we were talking about this last night, sometimes he will begin to make you be touched with people's infirmities. But sometimes you can get around people and all of a sudden, you be walking in the store, all of a sudden you have a sharp pain hit your chest. Now you ain't got chest problems, but you have a sharp pain hitting it, and you got to open up your ears to the Most High speaking, because somebody that can be broken hearted, that he wanted you to feel that. You see what I'm saying? Proclaim liberty to the captives. Who are captive? There's a lot of us that are captive. That we need to, well, we all in captivity anyway, just being in America. But sometimes, like Mother are saying, you got to proclaim liberty that people are captive to unforgiveness, captive to bitterness, captive to resentment, captive to what they've been through growing up. You got to be able to be in a place where you're clothed enough in order to help them gain liberty from those things. Are we saying that? This is like putting you on assignment. You ain't just walking around. You got a job to do. And the first job is to do where? In your house. You got to make up your mind and say, I'm not going to allow my children to be bitter about something I did, or when I wasn't there, or something that some uncle did and touched them wrong and I ain't know nothing about it. Not my children. I'm watching. They don't go over everybody's house. They don't be with everybody. They don't spend the night with everybody, family members and all. Guess what? I am there protected so they don't come captive to these things. Alright, to proclaim the acceptable year of Yahuwah, is to appoint unto them that mourn in Zion. Now this is what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to be giving them beauty for their ashes. It's called a transfer. For what you're going through is ashes, I'm going to give you beauty. We saying that. We're going to give you the oil of joy for your mourning. And it might take a process. It might take a process. We're going to give you what? The garment of praise for the spirit. No, you ain't going to be heavy around me. Come on, we finna pray. We finna pray, bro. We finna pray, sis. We finna sing some praises. We finna do something. Because I got to get this heaviness off. And sometimes, you know where to get heaviness off some people? I'm going to give you a because a hug is spiritual. It's you opening up each other's heart to each other, that what's in you may minister to them. Your intent is to minister to them. And this is how I was saying, giving somebody beautiful ashes. This is how you make sure that your heart don't get resentful when somebody do you wrong. How many of us have been done wrong before? This is how you make, because it's hard. It ain't a natural thing not to get mad and upset at somebody when they done offended you. You can say all day, don't get bitter. You don't know what was done. You say that all day, it ain't just a snap of the fingers. But one way to fight it is an exchange. And this is something I got from my wife. Where if I pray for that person, I protect my heart from getting bitter. Because my heart softens to what I'm feeling at the time. My thoughts can harden my heart, or my thoughts can soften my heart. If I begin to pray for this individual, then I keep my heart, I'm guarding it with all diligence, and I'm keeping it from getting resented. Because they might go on and never be affected. But then your heart is affected 5 to 10 years, and you holding these things. You see what I'm saying? Does that make sense? So this is what's called a transfer or an exchange. And sometimes it takes time to get to the point where you pray for a person. Sometimes you got to get away from them. I can't see you right now. Like for real, you got to be, that's the thing that we done learned in Christianity, that we don't be real. Like, listen, me and you both know what you did. All right, and I need some time. I need some time to work on me. I can't just be around you like that. I can't be embracing you all willy-nilly. So I need to go pray like this. You see what I'm saying? All right, let's keep on. That's being clothed with righteousness. Ephesians 6. Finally, my brother, be strong in y'all, and the power of his might, put on the whole armor of Elohim, being to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, against principalities, powers, rulers of darkness of this world, and spiritual wickedness in high places. We got to realize that all this is going on behind the scenes. You can't get so caught up in the individual. Sometimes it's rough. Let's keep going. Alright, that's one thing. So we understand how to clothe ourselves with the spirit of Yahusha. We look at what's clothed on him, and then we begin to walk in what we've been clothed in. Because what? He took our infirmities, he took our sin, and we became righteous before because of him. Now we are declared righteous. What? Because we came through the journey that got us to the door of the finished work. Alright, what's the next thing? The walk unto death, dividing of the animals to two halves, and the walk in between the blood. Now, we didn't talk about this before. Who can give me an example of what this is? We didn't talk about this before. Abraham. What happened?
Walk between the animals that he cut in half.
That's right. Walk between the animals that he cut in half. That was called what? That was called the walk of death. All right, so what would happen when a covenant was about to get made in ancient times, right? And you can look at, I ain't gonna go to all the scriptures, but you can write down in Genesis 15, 8 through 11, and Genesis 17. All right, let's look at what it means. Next, to express how serious each part of the covenant view, they're part of the agreement, they would participate in the walk of death. Why do you think the walk in this covenant was called the walk of death? They would do a figure 8 around each other. And their figure 8, when they're walking back and to meet back in the middle, they would begin to declare the covenant in. Why is that called a walk of death? Ain't right there. Boy, that was a good answer. Boy, that was a good answer. Number one, because that's the only way to get out of the covenant. So if you break it, you will die.
They will speak the blessings, but then also they will speak the curses as well.
They will speak blessings and curses. We're going to get to that. But they will call it the walk of death because that means that all individuality has to die. So as I did this walk, that means I'm dying to myself. I can't become one with you and still live as an individual. This blood covenant now, I'm taking what? The walk of death. That's why Yahusha said what? If any man does what? Come after me, he got to do what? So let's read this real quick. As two representatives walk between the two pieces of sacrifice and face each other, they would look to heaven and say something like this: do so to me as has it been done to these animals if I break the covenant. If I fail to keep this covenant, may I die even as the animals was died. It basically said the one who breaks this covenant will die like these animals have died and may be split into two and fed to the vultures. If you break this covenant, man, covenant breaking, the covenant making was serious back then. In this step, each representative would pledge to fulfill its obligation to the covenant or die trying. After this step, there was no escape, no way out. Both parties would take a vow unto death in order to fulfill their side of it. A pledge was also made and said, just as this animal gave its life, so will I give my life for you if it is necessary. And we see a symbolism of this even in the marriage ceremony. They have both families set on one side and the other family set on the other side. And the two are walking down the aisle. Everybody walks down the aisle in a sense of having a walk of death, because that marriage symbolizes no individuality. So I'm not thinking on my own no more. I'm thinking as what? One. You see what I'm saying? Let's keep moving. I ain't gonna say all that. I said that already. And we looked at this. We already talked about that. I'm not gonna go through that. We understand what that means. That Most High did that. We'll talk about that enough time. And in Jeremiah 34, read that on your own time. From 12 to 16, it talks about that the nation of Israel did that. Jeremiah 34, verse 18. And I will give the men that have transgressed my covenant, which have not performed the words of the covenant, which they have made before me. When they have cut the calf in twain and passed through the parts thereof, the princes of Judah, the princes of Jerusalem, Enoch the priest, and all the people of the land which passed through the parts of the calf, I would even give them to the hands of their enemies and to the hands of them that seek their life. And their dead bodies shall be meat unto the fowls of heaven and beasts to the earth. So what happened to us? We made the same covenant according to Jeremiah to the Most High. But we broke the covenant. So what happened to us? Say it again, sister. Better say all that up there. All that up there. But notice, because we broke the covenant, the nation was split in two. Just like the animals were split in two. He made a northern kingdom and a southern kingdom. And did what? Sent us to the nations. To be what? Eaten by the beasts of the field and the fowls of the air. Most I call them beasts. Most I call them beasts now. We slept over there with them. Slept over there, we say. Oh, the fowls of the air. I'm going to send you to the fowls of the air. And I'm going to send you to the beasts of the earth. I ain't talking about that. We call them nations beasts. Yeah. We'll keep going. You gotta get a doggone beast to do some of the things you do. You gotta get a doggone vulture. Think about what a vulture does. Just go over and looking for dead meat that they can just come in and just eat and just devour and just kill. Alright, so the next thing, so how did that correlate to Yahusha's walk of death? Luke 9 and 23. And he said to them, if any man will come after me, let him do what? And take up his what? His stake and follow me. So now, go ahead, mother. Give mother the mic so we can hear.
He said we broke the covenant and so the kingdom is split.
Mm-hmm.
You mean Solomon?
Yes. Yeah, doing Solomon. I had that up there, but I can't do it. Doing Solomon, 1 Kings 11 and 9 through 13. It says, Yah was angry with Solomon because he shifted his allegiance away from you, Elohim of Israel, who appeared to him in 2 occasions. And he had warned him about this very thing so that he would not follow other Elohims. But he did not obey the Most High. So the Most High said unto Solomon, because you insist on doing these things and have not kept my covenant rules that I gave you, I will surely tear the kingdom away from you and give it to your servant. However, for your father's sake, I will keep a tribe or a kingdom. So he split it in two. And both kingdoms were still fed to the vultures, but even though the southern kingdom had a promise on it. And it went back to what? That covenant making. It says, if I break this covenant, and we between these animals, and we declaring the blessings and the curses in the midst of blood. If any of us break this covenant, let us die like these animals died and be split into and did what? Eaten by the vultures, and then that happened to us. We split in two and was eaten by the beasts of the field and the vultures of the air. So Yahusha came to take his walk of death for us. Now when was his walk of death? Because now he's restoring something. So now something innocent has to die to appease the what? The covenant. So he had to become a what? So what was his walk of death? So now since he died innocent of us, now when you kill an innocent person, it's supposed to be a life for a life. An eye for an eye. He died for us, so the Most High requires a life of sacrifice from us. Because it's what? A life for a life. So if he died innocent, now we have to give up our entire life to live unto him, unto the Most High. As what? Living daily sacrifices that what? Have the daily walk of death, what we die into our desires. We die into our way of thinking. Because we ain't got no way to think no more, because what he did for us. So I'm not an individual no more. Because what? An innocent man sacrificed himself to me. So now I'm dead to me and have to live unto him. We understand that? Anybody got questions? Y'all looking a little glossy. Y'all all right? Go ahead, sis. Let's get the mic. Research the curse of innocent blood, too.
It just seems to me that the Most High is just doing an incredible work. I mean, we're the ones that keep messing up, and we are the ones that some of us know this truth, don't want to walk in it.
That's right.
But he gave his son. I'm just looking at like, what are we supposed to be doing? Because his sacrifice to me has been so great on his part.
Mm-hmm.
I see all these great things on his part, and I see us as doing so little.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
And I just, to me, that's out of balance.
We gonna say the balance in a little bit.
Okay.
What our requirement is. Now, I require a lot of us, and this is why we're going through these steps, because a lot of us haven't returned right. We have a mental assent of what we're supposed to do, and we try to clean our life up, but we need the rights of returning to the Most High. That's why the fruit ain't there. Because a lot of times in Israel, you got people that might just come off the streets that, man, that was some exciting information. Now they become a scholar because they deep in history, but what, they ain't get the rights of return. So their nature hasn't changed yet. So now you're dealing with somebody that became a teacher on YouTube, and you're listening to them based off their research, but you don't know their life.
Right.
And this is why I tell you that you can't listen to everybody. Because when I'm speaking, when you're speaking, or anybody speaking up here, you can't see the words that are coming out of my mouth. But they can affect you. I can say things and put things in you. I can make you happy, I can make you sad, I can make you mad, I can make you resentful. All by word stuff that you can't see. Because what? You came here and open up your spirit to hear from me. You don't know what can be in me that's driving me to speak that you are getting infected with. And you're just listening to somebody on YouTube that got a wild spirit behind the scenes, but they got some knowledge of history. Now you're wondering why you're having crazy thoughts. Why you entertaining things, because what? You're opening up your spirit to allow somebody to play something in you. We do it all the time, same thing with TV. 300 and some channels of trying to change your nature. I'm trying to put a seed inside of you, a doctrine and a presence in your house and a spirit. That's what TV is. Detainment for what? Entry. So I'm going to tell and I've said this before, that I was trying to listen to something. I was on my way, I forgot what I was on my way to. I was going to some city. And I hadn't heard this dude in a long time. There was something that I wanted to hear that he had said that I was going back to. I was like, man, I got to get what he said. I want to write that down. Man, when I began to listen to this dude, my body started getting nauseous. And usually with me sometimes, when I'm dealing with a spirit or something like that, I get nauseous. I start getting nauseous. I start feeling a certain way. So I'm riding, and he talking. I'm like, man, what is this? I'm like, man, check myself together. Then I got to praying, I got to rebuking and stuff. And when this happened, I was like, whoa. When I rebuked something, you supposed to be gone. And the Ruach said, cut that off. Time I cut it off, that thing jumped off me. I'm talking about my body got right back natural. He said, I want to show you that. You can't listen to everybody just because they saying good stuff. You don't know what spirit is in there that want to impart in you. Now, so what if I would have just sit there and just allow that thing to just engulf me? I don't know what I would invite it into my heart. Then invite it into my home. Don't listen to everybody because they sound smart. Know them by the fruits. Anybody can research history. Yahusha, the sacrifice, the mediator of the renewed covenant, took the walk of death as he humbly made his way to the altar to be crucified. Yahusha also took a vow unto death when he prayed in the midst. He said, my Father, if it's possible, let this cup pass from me, yet not my will, but your will be done. In essence, he was saying, I will cut the covenant, I will walk unto death, I will take the covenant sacrifice. Galatians, because they're supposed to be what? A life for what? A life for what? A life for what? So you owe your whole life to him if you accept him. You ain't got to accept him now, but if you accept him, you can't accept him and be an individual. That's why he said you have to deny yourself. Because when you become one with me, I'm your only route back to the Father. You can't go to him without me. So a life for a life, Galatians 2:20. Paul understood this. He said, I'm crucified with Messiah. Nevertheless, I live. Yet not I, but Christ which liveth in me. And now the life that I now live in the flesh, I live by what? Who loved me and gave himself for me. So if he gave himself for me, I got to give myself for him. And that means even when somebody made me angry and upset, I can't lash out.
Right.
Because what? I gave myself to him now. I can't get mad at my wife and pick up the TV and throw it across the room. Because what? I done gave it to him now. I can't get mad at my husband and take the cereal and shake it up and spread it on across the room. Why? That's what? Ain't nobody, my wife ain't gonna do that. But what I'm saying is what? Because I live for him and I gave myself for him. If you watch Yahusha life, he'll tell you what to deal with. Do you know he ain't playing? Do you know he ain't deal with everybody? Do you know he sent some people on their way? All right, let's keep going. So we understanding, okay. So we understanding that this is the rights of our way back into the kingdom. We clothe with Yahusha, with what he was clothed with. We give our life for his life. No more individuality. And I promise you, once you begin to live unto him like this, it'll begin to start shaping your life the way it needs to be shaped. And he'll begin to move people away from you that ain't no good. Yeah. Okay. You don't break. Y'all all right.
He is doing a mighty fine job.
Job.
Can we give him a hand clap?
Give your reward for your good work.
But I think that comes, it just makes me think of how sometimes, and I've talked to my sister about this before, lots of my sisters, it seems like people can do stuff and you cannot. Or you get convicted about things that other people don't get convicted about. And you're just like, man, but that's the price. We have to understand that is a price. And if you aren't getting convicted about something, count it as a blessing. It's a blessing to have a conviction from the Most High today. Because like I said, it's going to shape how we live our life. So if you're getting convicted about things and Father's telling you to cut off things and you know, allow him to shape you up because we owe him our life.
That's right. Count it all joy.
Oh, that's it.
A life for what? Alright. Next part of cutting in the flesh. The cut of the covenant, a knife is used to make an incision in either the palms or the wrist. This ain't talking about killing yourself. This was all will allow blood to freely flow. The Bible teaches that life is in the blood. The two participants would engage in a handshake, allowing free flowing blood to intermingle. A handshake would be a seal of the covenant that symbolized the two bloods of the two lives being joined together as one life. The right hand was used in the ceremony for trust issues. Now, how many of us in younger days, I know I did this, you was watching the little Indian shows and you wanted to have a blood brother and you cut yourself and your homeboy, your cousin cut yourself and y'all let your blood touch. You made a covenant. We know what we was doing. Blood is right. You cut me too deep, man. But a man offering his left hand was not to be trusted. The right hands were both participants of the same body part cut, and the right hands are bound together so that their blood was mingled together and raised, and they're sworn by the blood of both families of the tribes is made and follow the statement. Now, what happened is they would, two representatives of each tribe would come together, they would cut each other, bind each other by the same hand, and they would make a covenant, and this was the statement that they was making to each other. They say, I would never leave you or forsake you. Now, we heard that before. There's something that was in ancient times. When this event was finished, the substance would be rubbed into the wounds and they would never be healed clean because they wanted to make a mark or have a visible sign of that covenant. Now, let's look at this. The wedding ring replaced the marriage of one flesh. They would have a scar into this finger, the left finger, because they believed in ancient times that this was the finger that led to the heart. So they would cut this finger and allow the blood to run together when somebody was getting married in order to show that they was coming together at heart also too. They was coming at one heart. So, what have y'all heard the phrase blood is thicker than water? What does that mean? When somebody say that blood is thicker than water, what does that mean? That means your family is supposed to be thicker than everybody. Do you know that's the opposite belief of the ancients? I ain't believe it. When they say blood was thicker than water, they're saying that who I make a blood covenant with me is closer than my family. I know we was in water together. We both came out the water of the same womb. But when I make a blood covenant with you, I'm closer than even your family. I'm before your family now. Because in this covenant, we gonna lose family members. They ain't gonna understand. So what? Now I get new mothers and new fathers, new brothers and new sisters that stick closer than even what? Water. Because what? We are bound together not by water, but by blood. And if we understood that more, we'll care for each other more. We'll love each other more. Now watch this. Now, with that mindset, watch Yahusha words now. Watch his words now. Because I ain't never understood this until I began to look from an ancient perspective. Blood is thicker than water. Matthew 10:35. For I come to set a man a violence against his father, and a daughter against her mother, and a daughter in his law and against his mother-in-law. Ain't this covenant doing that? Ain't it doing that? Sometimes it separate houses, everything. He said, I come to do this. That's what this covenant gonna do. A man's foe shall be of his own house now. He that loveth his father and his mother more than me is not worthy of me, and he that loveth his son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. I used to be like, why is he saying? He got one scripture that says, you don't hate your mother, father, sister, brother, then you ain't worthy of me. Like, man, y'all want to say, well, who do you think you is? But he is the Savior. But what is he saying? If you want your way of return, and we come into covenant together, blood is thicker than water. So when it comes to me, you can't put mother before me, you can't put father before me, you can't wife before me, you can't put be husband before me. The covenant is what's above all, according to what he's saying. Verse 38, and he that loveth his father, brother, sister, brother is not worthy of me. He that loveth his son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. And he that taketh not up his cross and follow after me is not worthy of me. He that findeth his life shall do what? But he that does what? Lose his life for what? Shall do what? So how you lose life to find it? A lot of us trying to save our life, and he's trying to make you lose it. You trying to hold on to people because you want to save that whole life you had. You want to save your relationship with your brother. You want to save your relationship with your sister. You want to save your relationship. I'm trying to make you lose that. Because I got something I want to give you. I want to show you what life is. I want to show you what family is. He that receiveth you receiveth me, but he that receiveth me receiveth him that sent me. So when people reject you, they ain't just rejecting you. They're rejecting him. So don't get so mad at them, because again, it ain't really that they don't like you. They just don't want to do these requirements. It's the spirit in them that's rejecting him, not you, so don't make it personal. You see what I'm saying? That's all, not to make it personal. They grow here. One more time. All right. Luke 18. Watch this, though. Watch this. Blood sticking in water. Then Peter said, Lord, we have left all and followed you. He said unto him, verily I say unto you, that no man that has left houses, or parents, or brother, or wife, or children, for the kingdom of God's sake, who shall not receive manifold more in this present time, and in also the world to come, everlasting. Mark 10. And Peter began to say, lo, we have left all and followed you. Yahusha said, answer, verily I say unto you, there is no man that hath left houses, and brothers and sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or husband, or children, or lands for my sake and the gospel's sake. But he that shall receive an hundredfold now in this time, houses, brothers, sisters, mothers, children, land, with persecutions now. Don't skip over that. They're going to come. And life in the world to come. Now, we seeing that? How serious this thing got to be. Don't it make more sense when he tell you these things now? He say, well, who is my mother and father? Hey, your mama at the door, man. Like for real, she want to talk. Who is my mother and father? Damn, they do the will. Well, he cold, man. Let the dead bury the dead. Like, that's my dad.
Crucify your son.
He ain't had time for games, y'all. One thing about Yahusha, he ain't sitting there start spending time. If he see you playing around, he ain't fool with you. So you gonna hear about your business. I got a mission to do. All right, now this is an important one right here. We've seen that. We've seen how we have to be clothed with him. We've seen how we have to have a life for a life. We've seen the walk we're supposed to do. Now we're going to see the exchange of names with the exchange of natures. I'm going to go somewhere with this. The exchange of names, each participant in an ancient culture would take on the other's name of himself. A person's name represents his individuality. This exchange of names demonstrated the role or the status. Name in Hebrew denotes authority, reputation, and character. Reputation means status, and character can be nation or being. So the authority that we have is power of attorney. What is power of attorney?
You have the authority to do something in that person's absence.
You got the authority to do something in that person's absence, just as that person. What are some of the things that we can do because we have power of attorney to other Most High? And Yahusha stated, what can we do?
Cast out spirits.
Cast out spirits. That's why they obey us. What else? Take authority over atmospheres like he did. What else?
Cover up.
Lay hands, cover others. Anything else? Who? Remit sins, retain sins, just as he did. Speak life. Who said that? Speak life. All these things we can do in his stead. Well, something happened. lifestyle that we got to go with. Notice in all the captivities, why was it so important for them to change names?
Forget your God.
Huh?
You forget your God.
You forget your God. What else? From an ancient perspective, when you're naming something, you are creating. Naming and separating was considered creating in the ancient world. That I would name something, now I have given it function and purpose. Then I separate it from other things, now I give it distinguishment. This is its difference. Now I have created something. It ain't about the physical makeup, but it's about when you put your name on it, now it exists. So what were they doing when they was changing our names?
Changing our authority.
Taking our authority.
Taking away our purpose.
Taking away our purpose. Say again. And our identity. They actually changed, created another being. Go ahead.
Does not show that they studied us.
Perish. Oh, you on my slide. You on my slide. Go get it. And then what now?
Shows that they had to study us, because this was not their custom.
Exactly. So they had to study us, and they knew that if we're going to create something, first we got to change the name, then we got to separate it from anything that it ever knew. This is why you can know your history, you can know. In this captivity, now in other captivities in Babylon and Syria and all this other captivity, we was able to at least keep our history and practice some things. But in this one, they said, no. We got to change the nature of this being and then create generations of a being that we want to create, that we can control from the grave. The lifestyle. Notice in all the captivities, why was it so important for them to change names? Huh? You forget your God. When you're naming something, you are creating. Naming and separating was considered creating in the ancient world. That I would name something, now I have given it function and purpose. Then I separate it from other things, now I give it distinguishment. This is its difference. Now I have created something. It ain't about the physical makeup, but it's about when you put your name on it, now it exists. What were they doing when they was changing our name?
Changing our authority.
Changing our authority.
Taking away our purpose.
Taking away our purpose. Say it again. And our identity. They actually changed, created another being.
Does not show that they studied us.
Perish. Oh, you on my slide. You on my slide. Okay. And then what now?
Shows that they had to study us, because this was not their custom.
Exactly. So they had to study us, and they knew that if we're going to create something, first we got to change the name, then we got to separate from anything that it ever knew. This is why they can know your history. You can know. In this captivity, now in other captivities in Babylon and Syria and all these other captivities, we was able to at least keep our history and practice some things. But in this one, they said, no. We got to change the nature of this being and then create generations of a being that we want to be able to control from the grave. Let's make a slave. That we control from the grave. Notice that, watch this. Even when you start bringing up things of name, and changing those things, right? When you start taking those things out, and you really start coming into this, and you start getting your heritage back, and getting your identity back, which has your authority in it, you get more of a stronger spirit. It's like a strength come over you. It's like you ain't hostile. Now you got to understand it, because what part of your nature is coming back. And then your family members see it because they say, you get radical now. You started to do like you getting like one of them black nationalism. No, you coming out of that nature that they created. And now what? Your nature is coming back now. The authority and identity that you had before is coming back. Now you're moving from under a curse or a creation that they created. And now what your body and your mind responds to. How you move, everything is different.
People respond to you different too.
Yeah, because they can see it spiritually. They don't know what's going on. They say, you ain't like me no more.
Man, it can be people that never even met you. Like, I didn't experience, like, people, some guys that see me back in the day and they, you know what I'm saying, look down on me. But now I may come in the room and they might know, oh, okay, that's the man right there. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it be like that.
Yeah, you're struggling.
It's
struggling.
Okay.
That's right.
That's cool.
So this is what is happening. Let's make a study of scientific process of breaking and slave making. It describes the rationale and result of Anglo-Saxon ideas or methods of ensuring the master-slave relationship. Let's make a slave the original development of a social being called a Negro. What do we need? First of all, it's in our interest and business of slaveholders to do what? Study human nature. And the slave nature in particular, with a view to practical results. Second, we will use the same basic principle that it would take in breaking a horse, combined with some more sustaining factors. Now they're watching the relationship that the mother had with her children. How can I reverse that? Now they're watching the relationship that the husband had with his wife. How can I reverse that and make it a curse? Because anything that is functioning outside of its original purpose becomes a curse to itself. Y'all hear what I just said? Anything that is functioning out of its original purpose of what the Most High gave it becomes a curse to itself. This is why it's imperative to come out of these times. It says, I express warnings of this possibility of this phenomenon occurring, for they say that the mind has a strong drive to correct and recorrect itself over a period of time. If it can touch some substantial original historical base, it advises that the best way to deal with this phenomenon is to shake off the brute mental history and create a multiplicity of phenomena of illusions, so that each illusion will twirl to its own orbit, something similar like floating balls in a vacuum. And this is what we're up against. They changed our nature and they began to redefine us and separate us. How did they separate us? Carl the devil, Leonidas, and his work, System of Nature, he set forth this race classification system using color as a criteria for classifying race, by assigning moral and intellectual capacity to each race, while also assuming moral and intellectual capacity to each race. These concepts became permanent part of 19th century anthropology, thought, and language, where they began to say that we're dumb and we're stupid and we're lazy. It's all right to beat us and to whoop us and put it in the fathers of anthropology that still go on to the day. Because it's something that, I'm going to say this, it's something that'll come over you even when you walk in a room full of Caucasians. And you'll start instantly feeling inferior. You will. You'll be like, then you feel like you got to do extra stuff unless you got this knowledge and you're doing the like, hey. But you just have to fight it. You see what I'm saying? Because when they put out, so we're gonna keep playing and we're gonna get ready to close out. Psalm 49:10. For he said the wise man die like food. This is the mindset of the oppressor. For he said the wise man die like food. But these jokers inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places of all generations, so they call their lands after their own names. The Bible shows you that this is going to happen. Not only the land after their names, they still call it us, and we're still marked with some of their last names. Showing what ownership. So this is why this thing has to be broken off us spiritually. According to Isaiah 44, y'all mark this down. Yet now, O Jacob, my servant, in Israel, whom I have chosen. Thus saith Yahuwah that made thee and formed thee from the womb, which I will help thee. Fear not, O Jacob, my servant, and Jezreel, whom I have chosen. Watch what's happening. For I will pour out water upon him that is thirsty. This is why it seems like we can't get enough of it. And floods upon the dry ground, and I will pour my spirit upon who? So who is the seed? He was speaking to Isaiah, but he said, in that time I'm going to pour my spirit upon the seed. Who is the seed? We the seed. And my blessing shall be upon our offspring. So this message is not only just going to his spirit, but it's going to bring us to what? Prosper. And it shall spring up among the grass and as the willow of water courses. Is that not happening? And watch what happens when they spring up. One shall say, I'm yours. But in the man when you found out, you know what? We the doggone people. All this time. I am the most high person. The Bible said it like it was going to be a surprise. And another shall call himself by the name of Jacob. Oh, we Jacob, we Yaakov, we Yahusha. Then the next person say going to subscribe in this hand unto Yahuwah and surname himself by Israel. Now we're picking up Hebraic names. The Hebraic name ain't to make you sound smart or nothing like that, but it's to, when you calling each other, now our purpose is to call you into what you were born to do. That's why it's important to allow the Most High to give you a Hebraic name. But when I speak to you, I want to call you into your purpose. You see what I'm saying? Ain't what you got to do, but something you should think about. All right, so we're going to get ready to move. We've already dealt with power of attorney. That's why it says John 14:13-14. Whatever you ask in my name, there, ask me anything in my name, I will do it. Now you have power of eternity. Not eternity, but eternity to represent me and handle my affairs here on earth. We got power of eternity. We got our reputation back, right? Our reputation came back with Ephesians 1. Which we wrought in Christ when he raised him from the dead and set him on the right hand, and he set above all. Watch what we're set above. Now this, I'm going to show you spiritual and natural. Spiritual and natural. We set far above all principalities, power, might, dominion, everything that is named, not only in this world, but also the one to come. And put all things under his feet and gave him to be the head of the assembly. Ephesians 2:6, and he had raised us up together and made us sit with what? Mashiach in heavenly places. Where is he seated? So we are seated where? With him. This is why in the spiritual realm, nothing can stand before us when we understand this. They have to obey. They obey what you understand. We see that? We have thrones that we can sit in the heavens, that our name is known in the spiritual realm. By what? Prayer, by fasting, by elevation. When you sow to the spirit of the spirit, you're going to reap what? Elevation of things that are eternal. Isaiah 61, somebody get that for me, Isaiah 61, starting at verse 5. Let's look at the natural things. Then I'll let you read Isaiah 61. Isaiah 61. Our reputation that came back. We developed height in the spiritual realm now. I want you to understand that the level that you should be in the spiritual realm. And it comes through prayer, fasting, through intercession. Where these things won't overtake you, and you can take dominion over some of these things and authority. Isaiah 61, start at verse 5. Somebody read that for me.
And strangers shall stand and speak.
Now this is the natural.
And the sons of the alien shall be your clouds.
So what's going to happen when we get in the kingdom? We're going to have strangers that's going to work for us.
And your vine dressers.
And vine dressers. We ain't going to have to go out there and plant the garden. They're going to do all that.
Verse 6. But ye shall be named the priest of Yahuwah.
We're going to be named the priest, not nigger.
Men shall call you the ministers of our Elohim. Ye shall eat the riches of the other people.
So all these Gentiles and other people are going to be bringing us all the riches that they stole from us. They got to say, we want it all back. All of it. All of it. Even that over there, I want that too. All of it. That's what's coming. And this is what gives us hope. Because day we were stripped of these things. These things got to come back to it.
And in their glory shall ye boast yourselves.
So we're going to be able to boast in this glory.
Verse 7, for your shame ye shall have double.
Now think about the shame. Now think about the shame that we have experienced just by being this covenant. Huh? Yeah. Yeah, the Popeye thing. But he said we're going to receive double for that. And what else?
And for confusion, they shall rejoice in their portion.
Look at all this confusion that they put it in our lineage, but we're going to rejoice in our portion.
Therefore, in their land they shall possess the double.
When we get in our land, we're going to possess the double. It's coming.
Everlasting joy
Everlasting
be
what?
unto them. Everlasting joy.
Everlasting joy, not hardship, not hurt, not pain. That's all we've been experiencing. But everlasting joy going to come to us.
Verse 8, for I, Yahusha, love judgment.
That's what I put my hope in right there. He a righteous judge. And he loves judgment. Ain't no way he gonna let this stuff get away. Ain't no way he gonna let people get away like that. Ain't no way he ain't gonna balance the scales. Go ahead.
For I hate robbery for burnt offering, and I will direct their work in truth, and I will make an everlasting covenant with them. Verse 9, and their seed shall be known among the other people, and their offspring among the people. All that see them shall acknowledge them that they are the seed which Yahuwah has blessed. Verse 10, I will greatly rejoice in Yahuwah, my soul shall be joyful in my Elohim. For he has clothed me with the garments of salvation. He has covered me with the robe of righteousness, as a bridegroom decks himself with ornaments, and as a bride adorns herself with perfume.
Hallelujah. So we're getting our authority back. Yahusha gave us our authority back in the spiritual realm. We're getting our reputation back. These things come. We're still going to maintain our goals now. And now we're getting our divine power have given us. And this will be the last slide. I just finished next week. What time is it? Yeah, I'll finish next week. 2 Peter 1:3-4. According as his divine power hath given unto us all things that pertain to life and godliness through the knowledge of him, he hath called us unto glory and virtue, whereby are given unto us exceeding great and precious promises, that by ye might be partakers of his divine nature, having escaped the corruption that is in the world. Mark 16:17. How do I know I'm divine? And these signs shall follow them that believe that in my name shall cast out devils, they shall speak with new tongues, they shall take up serpents, they shall drink any deadly thing. I don't go trying to drink stuff that's deadly. Some people do that. It's kind of hurt some people to die like that. They crazy stuff. And they shall lay hands on the sick and they shall recover. So what was divine, when you look at our ancestors and look at the stuff that they were able to do, you start looking at the 12 tribes, looking at them brothers, some boys was divine. I mean, they was the superheroes of that day. They let them play with. They'll go into a whole city and shut it down if they had to. They had mights and powers, all the type of stuff. But these things have been dormant in us because we have became another creation. And now we're coming out of these things through Yahusha. Hallelujah. We're going to finish up, because I don't like to keep people long. We're going to finish up the rest of it next week. That's all right? Oh, yeah. I tell you what, man. Yeah, that's right. We're going to do next week on the third Shabbat. It won't be like a service where we'll come in here and do, and we might do a few songs still, but we still just get together and just talk family. And since we just get around each other, talk things about marriage, family, bonding and stuff like that, in order to develop each other and grow each other. Sometimes, instead of having an individual counsel session, we're going to make a whole session of counseling. Where everybody can get wisdom, everybody can get insight of what they do and how they can develop and grow. So hallelujah. Now what I might do is, I might finish it throughout the week and just put it out there. Finish it out there, but I want to make sure that we'll have a review on it also too. But everybody was edified about that. got some understanding of our rites of passage and the way to get back. At the end, I'm gonna show you each individual thing that he did for us to come back. And some of the stuff I'm going to do over just to go through the steps in order to be empowered. I think that's only for some reason. So we're going to do those things. That's what we have for today. Any questions, comments, or concerns? Or anything anybody want to add? Go ahead, brother.
With you were saying, returning back to the covenant, yeah, that's the right way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is it a process that we have to do as far as, like, in the book of Samuel, when they, he said, return back to me with all your heart, keep my covenant. Then they all got together at the Mizpah, and then they poured out the water, and then they fast, and then they...
Yeah, some of that stuff is all included of what we got to do as far as returning back. And you got to take it from, like I said, ancient perspective where the vow was first initiated in the covenant. But we don't have to make a vow because our ancestors already made the vow. All we have to do is to agree to the terms to return, which is what the sacrifice is. I'm going to show you that in the scripture, what Yahusha means, what you have to agree with. And then the bread and wine and make us one with one with Yahusha, returning that way. And then water baptism, making us return that way. And then there's some other little things that he set in place that we just want to make sure that we carry out all those things and do it together. Because that is a way back to the covenant. Bread and wine is real important. I know I used to just say that's just going to pass all the time, but we might have people that's trying to come back into the covenant even more. And it ain't just immersion. Immersion is one step forward, but then bread and wine is what binds you to the Yahusha. So we're going to definitely start doing that more as a collective group, and as when we get new people in, as another rite of passage, and then agreeing with the oath that was already established. And just some other things that we'll show you. To make us, all the power I can get, it's crazy out there. So yeah. I got to go redo something. I ain't gonna redo it. I'm gonna do it all again, just to make sure that we can get everything we're supposed to do in order to see. Because in the end, I want to see results. I want to see results.
So we don't need to do that.
Huh?
So we don't need to do that. That pouring out water and fasting.
Well,
I was gonna do some studying on it.
Yeah, do some study on it. But you got the things that Yahusha put in place for us to do. Okay. Completely return. Fasting and stuff like that is for your development, for your growth to get stronger spiritually. Okay. You see what I'm saying? So that all these other things are rites of passage that he set up for us to return to him completely and fully. Okay. And then we live that rites of passage from a life for a life. All right. Anybody got anything else? Any announcements? All right. Well, we appreciate everybody for coming out. Again, Mother, you want to say anything before you leave? You came and visit us again today.
Hallelujah. Shabbat shalom, Rishbakah. All praises to the Most High. I just want to encourage everybody to remain steadfast. It can be, going back to what Mother said, different challenges. I know I suffered with depression for about 6 months. I couldn't even get out of bed. And you have to stay encouraged in the Father, in touch with the Father. You have to stay in His Word. I know when my mental health or my physical health get off is because I disconnected myself from Him. He never disconnected from me. I always disconnected myself. So I just want to encourage you to stay in that Word, do what He tells you to do, to spend that a long time with Him. I don't care if all you can get is 5. He will build on that and give you even more time. He will work out what you're doing when He sees that you are running after Him, chasing Him down and seeking Him as best as you can. So again, all praise to the Most High, and I pray that He continues to bless Moray and the family, to strengthen them, to give them the mind of Yahuwah, and heart and that he fills your body so that you can remain steadfast in him. Hallelujah.
Just a quick thing, when I sat back down, you asked me what's a narcissist, and I thought the best way to describe a narcissist is Donald Trump.
You got any closing words?
Well done.
That's a good way to put it there. I know what one is now. All right, so we're going to let everybody go today. We're not going to stay work on this. We're going to let everybody go ahead on and just enjoy the rest of your Shabbat. Again, we will be here next week. Just love on each other. It'll be a little different. Y'all keep us in prayer. I don't think we got any announcements or anything like that right now that I can remember. So, we love y'all. We pray out, Father. We just thank you for the gathering together. We ask that your divine protection be over everybody that was here. Father, that we pray that you empower them.
Rebirth of a nation. Hebrew kingdom building.
Rebirth, rebirth. Sometimes we focus on them curses, but the promises put fire in your soul.
Fire, fire, fire.
Yeah.
Fire in my soul.
So much fire.
Fire, fire, fire.
Yeah.
Fire in my soul.
Shut up in my bones.
Fire, fire, fire. Fire in my soul. The promises to Zion, they put fire in my soul. What's this? Got y'all all turned up. Tell me what's going on. So many Israelites searching who they are and preparing to go home. Wait a minute, I thought this was home, but you speak of another place. We in the land of our enemies in captivity, but the gathering is taking place. Fire, 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 fire.
Yeah.
Fire in my soul.
So much fire.